Hello and welcome back to the Brothers Grimdark. We've got Dean in the studio again,
Hello,
which can only
hello,
mean one thing. It is time for another episode of Warhammer from the Beginning with Dean.
With me.
So he's been painting some things up again this week, some more necrons. This month I should say. What have you been painting?
This month I've been painting 10 Necron warriors.
Up to 20 of those now, I think.
20.
Ooh.
Getting better.
Getting better.
3 scarabs.
Lovely.
And 1 technomancer.
Who's got a lovely cloak. I was just admiring it. At first, I only just saw it moments ago, and you've done an excellent job,
Thank you,
particularly on that cloak. I fancy. It's very nice.
I took the initiative on that one.
Yep. Just, I will be dry brush edge highlighting this,
Exactly,
and it turned out really well.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
So, was that your favourite piece of the month that you painted?
I think the technomancer was good.
Technomancer was good. Well, I think he's good too.
Thank
So
you.
well done.
It's just I think he was a lot kind of, I don't know, it's just a bit different from the warrior, you know, and there's more kind of parts to him, and yeah.
Can put a bit more of your blood, sweat, and tears.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just the stuff that he has, and you know, it just gives you a bit more kind of your own.
He's got more detail and things to play around with, and more choices to make.
Choices and stuff.
Yeah. And the warriors this time around, did you find them easier than last time, or pretty much the same?
A lot easier. Still struggling with the glow in the ribs.
Oh yes, the ribby glow.
Yep, trying to get the little droplets just to get it.
Yeah,
in there,
get the white in first, and then with the green
even
on
though
top.
you have a steady hand and just trying to it's a struggle, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We're chipping away.
Just chipping away this time.
And same with the scarabs. You know, pretty much.
Yeah,
Nice,
they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
scarabs, actually.
Fly through them in an evening
metal,
or
and
whatever.
then doesn't take much.
Good to go.
Yeah, no, they were good.
Pull up a pew,
Easy.
watch something on the box.
Exactly.
And paint up some scarabs.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight? Oh, painting some scarabs. Shouldn't be long. Yeah.
And I trust you've also been delving into the Necron Codex a little bit more this week.
I have, yeah. I've been
swatting,
trying to read up and actually what it is, just to learn a bit more about the Necrons.
Oh, a bit more of the lore. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
Exactly.
Nice, yeah.
Just because when you're playing them, it's nice to actually know something
yeah,
about
you know,
them.
For me and Rowan and most people in the hobby, I think, or maybe not most, but a lot of people in the hobby, but big draw is the universe and all the story and the lore and the fluff and everything. So yeah, it's one thing to sort of play the game and know the rules, but once you have an idea of what this race is behind it, and you can start, you know, giving names to your characters and some backstories to your characters. Once you know the universe more and the race more,
it just shows you how much more in the game there actually is. You know, the story is a big thing.
Yes.
Because obviously when I started, it's all just about
rolling
have fun
dice.
rolling the dice, playing the game. But when you actually start reading into it, there's a hell of a lot more going on.
Yeah, it's a crazy. I mean, me and Rowan, you know, we're slightly biased, but we're absolutely convinced that it's the biggest universe.
Oh, it's crazy.
Ever. Like, I think it's bigger. I think it's bigger than Lord of the Rings. I think it's bigger than Star Trek. Like, just the amount of books that are in it. It's
and side
insane.
stories and stuff. Like, there's obviously a lot of people writing their own stuff. And
but not even including the fan fiction. I mean, just in like Horus Heresy, which spans one very localized point in time in the universe, 10 years before the game actually, when the game is set, and sorry, not 10 years. 10,000 years.
10,000
before the game is set, and there's like 60 books in that series. It's mad. It's mad. Anyway, I know nothing about Necrons, or very little. So tell me what you've learned over the last month.
There's not been just gentle perusing into the
gentle
book.
perusing, yes.
Basically, I did struggle with a lot of the names.
As we all do. It's one of the handicaps of having such a big universe is there are a hell of a lot of names to remember.
Exactly, and then you're having to keep going back and seeing who this person is, and says, is this the guy that was doing this, or was this the guy doing
was this somebody else? Yeah.
But basically, from what I gathered so far, is the Necrons were not as they are now originally.
Had flesh back in the day.
Flesh and bone.
Flesh and bone.
And then basically there was they worshipped death, I believe.
Oh, cheery bunch.
Cheery bunch.
Cheery bunch.
Like obviously kind of Egyptians, like they built pyramids and stuff, like tribute to death gods and whatever.
Yeah.
And then they were basically obsessed with like immortality.
Okay.
And in order to basically chase this, they made a deal with
The devil?
the devil. Can't remember the
The
name.
Catans.
The Catans.
The
Yes.
Catans.
And they went to war with the old gods, but they were duped, basically, and turned into robots.
Dastardly Catans.
Yeah. I don't think I was part of the original bargain.
No, I mean, you wanted immortality. There you
have
go.
mortality.
There you go. You can be a robot.
So is
I
the
don't
robots.
want to be a robot.
I don't want to be a robot. And that was then what. Then they all got turned. They won the war, and then I think the Catans then went to war with them, I believe.
And they
I think.
duped the Catans in the end.
Duped the
They
Catans.
enslaved them.
And then basically there was like a big kind of slumber and stuff.
Yeah, had a big old power nap
Millions of years.
after,
Yeah.
after all that warring.
Yeah.
Just power down for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, yes, slowly, all these young, pesky races in the galaxy have been waking them up
Yep.
from their slumbers.
Yep.
And
To
yeah,
today's day. There's obviously loads and loads and loads of more.
Yes,
Stuff.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
more kind of to read, which I will do, kind of thing.
but you know, you've started the journey.
Just to kind of get a grips of who they are and where their beginnings lay and stuff. But yeah, it's there's definitely a lot more in depth.
You're telling me, yeah.
To-
Not even got to some of the characters and things yet. You know, just the lore of the species.
Well, there's this morning when we came in and seen the model I'll be painting next.
Oh yes,
Hell of a
yes.
beast.
Hell,
It's a big fella.
it's a big one. Some of you at home can probably guess what it is. It's about this size.
Yeah.
But yeah, hi.
But then again, you see these models and you want to go away and find out who they are.
Yeah,
and
and that's the thing. As you get further and further through the codex as well, you'll find that there'll be pages dedicated to different,
characters.
and different units. And that
Yes,
unit
yes,
that you're
yes.
about to paint up, you'll be able to read the history of
Yeah.
that unit and how it's used in battle and stuff, and that will get your creative
tingling.
juices tingling even more.
But it's good because obviously just painting, you're painting away, and obviously I'm still learning techniques of painting and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Gives it
the more kind of comfortable you get with it,
yeah.
you then start kind of have more time wanting to actually look into depth about them.
Yeah, and it gives you that much extra boost when you're painting as well.
Yeah.
When you know a little bit more about the guy you're painting or the race or whatever,
Exactly.
and you're really behind them in the fluff. It can make you just sort of go, oh yeah, we want to get this unit done and on the tabletop because this is the lore that I read about.
And it gives it a little bit extra, the knowing that when you're painting it, when you're playing with it on the table, it's like it just puts a bit more pride when you're trying to do a nice job and stuff.
Oh, it's full of pride.
Full of pride.
And we are
Home
full.
pride.
We are full of pride of you as well, Dean. You've done a tremendous job so far.
Thank you.
And
So far, next month is going to be absolutely shambles. Slapdash.
that's what happens when you give people praise.
Yes.
So I take that back. You're
Take
doing,
liberties.
you're doing a terrible job.
I'll
Dean.
do better.
Anyway, that's all we've got for today. But very soon, Dean will be back again to have a game, his second game, with these new models he's painted up.
Game 2.
Game 2. We'll catch you there soon. See ya. And thank you for joining the Brothers Grimdark once again.
See ya.